Man, is it a good episode today. Oh, you don't want to lose it for anything in this world, alright? First of all, let me disclaim one thing. There is nothing in this episode that has been scripted. The only thing that has been scripted in this episode is the topic, which we will be getting to in a little bit. Nothing else is scripted, it's completely coming out of my mouth, my brain, and my ass at all the same time. Maybe, I don't know. But the truth is, I have a few opinions on this topic that are quite a little bit, if you are too sensitive in this modern day of ours, where the internet is a very big tool in our lives and whatnot, and you are easily offended by things, please get the fuck out of here right now, because you're not doing anything here. You know what I mean? Last episode, I did a little thing called follow for follow and how this practice bothers me. That's right. The practice does indeed bother me quite a lot. You know why? Listen to the episode. It's that easy. How's everybody doing? I'm Maddie Mccann. Welcome to the Grinder's Verdict podcast. Another week, another episode. Here we are. Today, I want to be discussing something, as I mentioned, that can be quite sensitive. And the thing is, parents are not fucking saints. Okay? This is kind of a little thing following up on me watching, not recently, I watched this shit like last month or 2 months ago or something. Something like that. I think it was last month because it was released last month. It was literally the day it got released. I saw the thing and I was like, I gotta watch this shit. So I ran in to get my laptop, I grabbed the laptop, I put the laptop on top of my lap, because it's a laptop, because I was laying in bed, and I put the laptop on, well, I was sitting in bed, on bed, whatever. I put the laptop on my lap, turned it on, got signed up for Netflix. Immediately I had the free month thing. And I was like, I'm gonna use it for this. What was the documentary? What was the thing? Series, movie, whatever? The Disappearance of Maddie Mccann. That's right. And I was like, oh boy. Cause see, here's the thing. When I watched but when the whole thing happened, I was 16 years old. And being 16 years old, my friends, you don't give a fuck about that shit. You don't give a fuck about a kid disappearing. It doesn't matter how much noise they made with the whole situation. Trust me, it was everywhere. People were wearing t-shirts with the kid's face. People were doing all kinds of shit. People were donating money. People were talking about it. The cafe, the buzz, all over the freaking place. They were talking about that shit. But I was 16 years old. All I cared was getting drunk, smoking joints, smoking cigarettes, and just overall go about life having fun. That's all I cared about. I mean, I was 16 years old. What else do you do when you're 16 years old? You know what I mean? But anyways, I also was, pretty fresh with my band and everything, so, it was all a whole mess with things happening. But it was really awesome anyways. So, one of the things that have been bothering me the most about this whole case and this whole subject is people are really fucking naive. And not only are they naive, they're actually that stupid. They're actually that moronic little assholes that they think parents are fucking saints. They actually think that her parents are fucking saints. One of the funniest arguments that people have been saying, that I've been seeing all over the internet, I used Quora. And I replied to that shit. Somebody actually posted about it. I replied to it and I was like, they did it. I mean, all the fucking evidence is right there. And somebody comments, how could that be? How is that possible? I mean, they were everywhere. The media was all on top of them. How was that possible that it could have done it? They weren't that stupid. No, but you are that stupid. You are that stupid. You know why? Because what they were doing worked on you and the majority of the people. Because, I mean, come on, man. That's why these people get scammed all the fucking time by governments and shit, man. Because they're fucking sleeping on the job. Their eyes are fucking open, but they're sleeping. Everybody's sleepwalking, basically. You might as well just say that. I mean, come on. Really? You really believe that just because they're on the fucking eyes of the world, that they're not guilty? You really believe that? That's why programs such as like Scammers 101, I don't even remember what it was, but it was like a program that aired on British TV and then it came over here. But it basically like people showing like scamming activities and scamming tricks and possibilities, going in people's houses and whatnot. And listen, people are really fucking stupid. People are really fucking dumb. Like, how is it possible that you fall for that shit? You know what I mean? Like, you really are sleepwalking. It's crazy. Anyways, my opinion is, I'm just gonna put it on the table. Okay, my opinion is, they did it. I think they legitimately did it. However, because they were both doctors, or she was a nurse, he was some shit like that. I think both of them were doctors or something, right? So, they did it by negligence. But negligence, not by leaving the fucking rooms open, by using, what was it, sedatives or whatever the fuck it's called? Some shit like that, right? And they used that fucking thing for the kid to fall asleep and sleep, you know, peacefully or whatever. Because apparently there was some people saying that she was really hyperactive or some shit. You know, she was all over the place all the time, right? So basically they used like some fucking sedative thing for kids or whatever the fuck, and they used that to put the kid to sleep. And basically, they fucking neglected something. They used a bigger portion or some shit, or maybe just was a bad combination between that and something else. I don't know. I'm not a fucking doctor, not even a scientist, not even smart. Alright? But maybe it was a combination that went wrong, and boom. Kid's system reacts wrong to it, and there she goes. Right? But then, they cover it all up. They say she was kidnapped. They say she was missing. The whole country turns upside down looking for this child, and there you have it. And now they're doing conferences, they're doing all kinds of shit to cover it up. Because while they're on the fucking spotlight, nobody thinks, because everybody's a fucking naive, moronic little shit who falls for this type of shit. That's why scammers are still a thing. But you fall for this shit, and then there you have it. And while they're on the spotlight, everybody believes they're not guilty. And that's how they managed to make it for 100 and something days without the cops ever fucking suspecting them. Which makes me think, yeah, they're really dumb as well. Like, shouldn't that be like one of the first things you should consider when you're doing a case like this, is that the parents are suspects as well? I mean, come on now, really? You know, are you also that naive, police force? Bruh. Anyways, so the whole fucking thing, man, it's really weird, you know, but you see, I want to say this. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, because if I'm wrong, that means that, you know, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it's a child missing nonetheless, so it's always fucking terrible. It's devastating for everybody, but at the end of the day, if they actually did it, it's just the worst fucking thing, because not only did they cover something terrible up, which is negligence to the point of murdering your own child, alright? So not only that, but also getting resources, spending resources from a country when there's other kids, there's other people missing as well, because Portugal is this country, trust me, I live here. I've lived here my whole life. I was raised here, I was born here, I've lived here my whole fucking life. So trust me when I say this country always wants to look good for the world. This country always wants to look good for the world. So it doesn't matter what the fuck they have to do, as long as they keep on doing it, as long as they keep on showing, wow, these guys actually care about it. That's what this country is about. Internally we might be fucked, we might be poor, we might be in fucking agony, torment, people killing each other. As long as the world looks at us with a top-notch destination for beautiful beaches and shit like that, then nothing else matters, dude. That's the fucking important part of this country, is getting tourists here so that the big corporations fucking make all the money and the people that actually live here are still left in fucking shit, getting fucked in the ass by the government every single fucking day. Anyways, point is, if they actually did that shit, they're fucking moron pieces of shit that literally need to be locked up for life. And as a matter of fact, I would just fucking torture them a little bit for doing something like that. But you tell me, you look me in the face right now. I'm staring at my screen, so you stare at your screen as well, okay? Let's do this together. You look at me right in the face, you look me right in the eyes, and you tell me you actually think that the reactions and the expressions and everything that they had when they were doing the conferences and they were, giving all of those speeches and shit, is the expressions and the reactions of two parents that just lost their daughter? Come on, dude, are you fucking kidding me? For real? It's not. I've seen people, dude. When I had surgery done to my throat, my fucking grandmother bursted into tears. It was like I was gonna disappear forever. And it was just a fucking surgery to make me better. Are you fucking kidding me? Imagine losing your own blood. Imagine losing a child that you are supposed to be taking care of. You don't react to that shit like that. The mother, she always had the reaction in her face as if she was a fucking serial killer. I've always looked at her and I actually find it kind of hot, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm twisted in the mind. But dude, she looks like a fucking serial killer, dude. She looks like somebody would just grab a knife and stab somebody in the eye, in the fucking chest, in the gut, all over the place, and just like fucking dispose of the body with fucking acid and shit. Dude, trust me, she looks crazy. I mean, look at her. She literally looks absolutely nuts, right? And I mean, all the evidence is there, man. I mean, the dogs can make mistakes, but like, why there? Why with why would they make a mistake with the doll that the mother was always holding? Like, the evidence is all there. I mean, people have to be stupid for not believing this. In my opinion, I think why are you so naive? You know what I mean? Stop being so naive, guys, okay? Like, the world is a piece of shit. There's a lot of weird, messed up people with... Nobody's born a serial killer. I've had this conversation so many times. Maybe I'll do an episode based on this, but what I believe in is that nobody's born anything. Everybody's born a blank sheet, or a blank slate, or whatever you call it. But everybody's born without nothing. They have no knowledge, they have nothing, they don't know what the fucking world is like, nothing. You might argue, well, but while they're forming in the belly, they still get some information in them and stuff like that. Maybe, perhaps, but I think that, I mean, you're inside of a fucking belly, dude. What the fuck are you learning? You barely can even hear, I'm sure. You're inside of you are inside of a fetus. Or you're a fetus, I don't know, I'm not a fucking biologist, okay? Don't judge me. But you're inside of a stomach, covered in water, in liquids. Have you ever gone underwater? What the fuck do you hear when you're underwater, dude? What exactly do you listen when you're underwater? Nothing, because it covers up your ears. You know what I mean? And the water overall, even if you go like, even if you imagine like, well, but the baby's like inside of the womb and it's not, and the water's like are all around it. Bro, get inside of a fucking submarine okay? Unless you have radio communications or something. If you're inside the submarine, the only thing you can hear is inside the submarine. Outside of the submarine, you can't hear anything. So like when people say, but I'm gonna play classical music so that the kid becomes smart when he's born. You moron. You're a fucking idiot. Come on. Again, I'm not a biologist, but I think that's pretty logical. You know what I mean? Like, just shove your fucking hand inside of a bucket or something full of water and see what the effect is. You know? People could be having orgies around you and you wouldn't hear a thing. So that's my point. Alright? Parents are really not that great sometimes. I mean, my parents weren't. 3 months old and I had no sight of my parents. You know what I mean? The fucking... Where the fuck are they? Hello? When I was growing up, I saw my mother like 3 times. You know what I mean? So, it's like, I don't even consider her my mother. I mean, I consider her to be my biological mother, you know, the one that gave birth to me, but that's pretty much it, nothing else. I mean, goddamn. Life is messed up, folks. Life slaps you in the face when you least expect it. Life takes you through roller coasters of emotions where you are happy one day, the next day you're sad, the next day you're in agony, the next day you're sad again, the next day you're like wondering about life and why do we exist. That's life, man. But is it worth living? Absolutely. Do you fucking have any confirmation? Do you have any, like, anybody says that, oh, yes, there is afterlife? I mean, crazy people say that shit, of course, because they want attention. I mean, how else would they get it? They're incredibly stupid. To believe in something like that, you have to be stupid. I mean, you know? But unless, like, science doesn't prove anything, there's no evidence in the world. There has never been any sort of evidence unless you believe in crazy people looking for attention, saying that they actually visited someone in hell and they went to heaven for a second and shit like that. Bro, come on, dude, really? Come on, really? Really? Did you really do that? How can I confirm that? Oh, you can't, but you have to believe me. Oh, okay. The good old, yeah, I can't prove it to you, so you gotta believe me, yeah. So that makes everything right, that makes everything true now. Okay, sure thing, buddy. Keep on the cuckoo things going on, because I'm gonna believe my own shit. So, there is no proof whatsoever, no scientific proof, no biological proof, no nothing in this world proves you that there is an afterlife. So you know what I'm saying to you? Keep on living. It might be difficult, there's a lot of shit in the way, there's a lot of shitty people, there's a lot of shit all over the place, but I say to you, keep on living, because that's one thing that you have guaranteed. You know what I mean? Don't fucking kill yourself. There's a lot of people killing themselves nowadays, and don't do that, you know, because you don't know, man. You don't fucking know. Imagine you kill yourself today, and that's it. There's nothing else to it. Like, nothing else to it. You know what I mean? And you could have done so much more with your life. You could have been successful, you know? Maybe life was shit, but it could have had a turn. It could have had a U-turn, and boom, now you're doing great, you're being successful. That's what drives me to do this shit every day. That's what drives me to wake up in the morning and still do things, and still, you know, go through life and shit. My life's not great, I'm telling you, my life's not fucking great. A lot of people who might have, I don't know, like a work or a job that does, you know, like a 9 to 5 and shit like that, they might think I have a great life and whatnot, but as a matter of fact, they fucking have a great life because they're socializing. They have, well, maybe fake friends, but they probably have friends and whatnot. I don't have any of that shit. I got nobody to fucking hang out with. You know what I mean? So my life isn't great just because I stay home and I get to do, you know, voiceover stuff and whatnot, but it's not paying me anything. So, you know, like, enough with the sad bullshit, okay? I'm just saying, just take my word for it. you have no evidence, you have no proof of any other life. You have no proof that there is an afterlife, for that matter. You have no evidence of any of this shit. So you might as well just keep on living, as hard as it can be. But you know what? When you die by natural causes or accidents or whatever the fuck, man, life is unpredictable as well. You know, it's really difficult to determine things like this. You know what I mean? So just keep on living. And remember, parents are not always saints. Okay. Also remember that, you know, watch out. If you find pedos, fuck them up. Don't kill them. But fuck them up. You know, like lock them in a confined spot and torture them. Fucking make them wish for death. That's how you deal with pedos, okay? You make them wish for death. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys very much for listening. To this one was a little bit I don't know what kind of a shit was that, but this was a heated episode basically, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I would like to say to you guys, we have a website. You can check it on grindersverdict.com. We also have merchandise available on teespring.com/stores/grindersverdict. Okay, you can check it out. There's a few cool designs that I made myself. Like, I really am proud of those designs. I really like those designs. So you can go check it out. Currently, if you go to the website, there's a code that you can go check it out. Then you can use the link and go directly to the stores. And you can pretty much use the code and you get 10% off. I don't know for how long I'm going to keep that there, but it was like sort of like a merchandise launch promotion type deal. But yeah, I really like the designs for the shirts. They're all original, they're all drawn by me, okay? And you know, they're all figured out by me and stuff like that. It's pretty much like cryptic shit, but I love that sort of stuff. So you know what I mean? If you like that sort of stuff as well, they are great shirts. You also have the Grinders Verdict podcast logo for the shirts as well. You have mugs, you have totes, bags, whatever the fuck that is. It's like a bag. It's kind of like, you know, whatever. You have pillows, you have beach towels, whatever the hell. You have hoodies, you have long sleeves, all of that shit available there for you to purchase. You will be helping me keep on podcasting, and you will be representing the Grinders Verdict podcast, whether it's directly using the logo or it's in a very cryptic manner using the Krylo or, you know, the HUMAN little anagram there thing, or whatever else it is. You will be representing and you will be helping me, and I'm going to be eternally thankful to you, okay? Also, contact me if you wish to say anything to me. You can go on, you know, the social media. I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that shit. But if you want to be more direct and you want to have me, you know, reply to you as fast as possible, you can use general@grindersverdict.com. That's the official email for the website and for the podcast and everything. So you use that, and I'll be contacting you as soon as possible. So that's pretty fucking soon, alright? So, yeah. Guys, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I got some cool things coming up. Also, before we end, let me just say, I'm gonna definitely do it, but I'm gonna be doing some podcasts with music, because I feel like I used to do Tyrant Metal Radio, and I feel like I could be doing such a good job with that shit, sort of like promoting music that I really like, and bands that I really think deserve to be sort of like on the spotlight as well. So I'm gonna be doing that as well eventually at some point. And as for schedules and whatnot, it's gonna remain the same thing. Tuesdays, it's gonna be the main schedule where the main podcast episode comes out of, with these topics where I talk a lot about them. And basically, you're gonna have the music podcast, probably gonna happen randomly, but I'm gonna, you know, I obviously will sort of like advertise those as well. So, guys, now this is it. Thank you guys so much for listening to this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.